And generally, I'll go over the first time, then I'll go back over it again, just to make sure that, like you can see these things wrinkling up a little bit right now, just to make sure those get pushed down. And then you can also like branch, depending on the shape. Like with something like this, it's very easy to kind of create a flow. With these ones, it's a lot easier to kind of branch off an existing one. So then we can come down here.
This glaze is half Brit. Well, it's kind of weird when you look at half Brit and half...
Half Brit, half spodumene. Yeah, I can give you the recipe if you want. It is the biggest pain in the butt glaze I've ever dealt with.
Really?
I can glaze and then come back 5 minutes later and it is completely settled out.
Oh.
And that's with about 2% Epsom salt and 3% bentonite. So it's pretty wicked. And it actually crumbles off really easily, which drives me nuts. So it's just like, well, when I was figuring that glaze out, I had a whole kiln full of that glaze, and every last one of them stuck to the shelf. I think I had 40 or 50 pieces in there. Every one of them, minus one. So I went back to the drawing board and took that same glaze and tried it again. Not very smart.
You didn't adjust or anything?
I did adjust it. I added like 10%, 10% OM4. And that time I had 90% of the pot stick to the shelf. So I finally, it's actually, the frit was 31.34. I think that's a lower, 31.24 is a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So it was 80, yeah, it was 50%, 31.34. And so I finally changed it, so it's actually 80% of that 50%, it's actually 80% 3134 and 20% 3124. So I wouldn't recommend it at cone 6 though. I even recommend it at cone 2. It's beautiful to a 5.
Yeah, there's no pits at all.
No, it doesn't craze, it doesn't do anything.
You fired this to 05, really? Is it this clear and everything?
It's not quite as nice as in the color. It's kind of a little bit more like low fire. Alright, so I think that will suffice. I'm just going to pull a little bit of this extra water, kind of seal everything down a little bit. We have a black and a white, right? What color does this clay body go?
It's kind of light.
It's kind of light?
Yeah.
Alright, we're going to go
No.
black. Okay. Black. You guys didn't see that, right? Don't ever do that. Unless it's the same slip and you're going from white to black. Do as I say, not as I do, right? So depending on how thick you put your slip on, most of the time I put my slip on pretty thick. And the reason why is like on the bowl there, where it has that glossy on matte, what it allows me to do is it allows me to fill in those, basically like a coloring book. You just fill in those lines with like a little baby nasal bulb or with a needle on the end of it. So then it can so that it just kind of holds all the glaze in there, so then it keeps that crisp, clean line. No, we're just going to go all black. But I can always go back and I can kind of trim that out. Like if I wanted to add lines and stuff, I could always just put it on the wheel once it's set up a bit and trim out all that the clay to give me some more lines if I want. So have all you guys abandoned really good clothes in the ceramic studio yet? No?
Me.
What are you talking about? You're all snazzy.
Oh, I thought you said that you ruined any good clothes.
Oh no, have you abandoned bringing good clothes in the studio?
Oh, sorry.
That's alright, I do the same thing. I'll go downstairs and like, alright, I'm just going to check on some pots. And then you come back and you're just covered from head to toe in red clay. And so all your pants are just like...
I'm just going to come up here after work and just watch everything and I'm ready to cover it.
Well, this one's doesn't seem like it's too bad. So you want to be careful about using newsprint on this sort of technique, and the reason why is because the inks that they use on the like newspaper newsprint, the inks can actually come through and actually transfer onto the piece sometimes. Not always. It just depends on the pigment. But I've had that happen a couple times.